And the next section is Adagio e dolce. So this part is actually the same material as the Starry Starry Night section, but the piano accompaniment is written in a lower range and no more Starry Starry Night, but a little bit muddy, and that is something that's the variation that I wanted here. And why is that so is because many terms ago, when I was learning Scheherazade, I was the violist playing on a piano. So that was the first time I learned how the violists play their notes. Go up the scale, go up the keyboard and then descending. The next part is the 4-part harmony. Okay, actually I didn't intend to do the 4-part harmony, but how it actually appears is, in orchestra score, let's say we have different sections, woodwind, then brass, and then go to the string section. So the composers like to connect the one melody, they split into a few parts and then connect from one section to the next section, and conductors always request to have a smooth transition from one section to the next section. This is how I was inspired to write into the piano accompaniment part. So I was thinking connecting the melody, which is the vocal. Sometimes the melody is in the flute part. So it's a conversation between the vocal, violin 1, violin 2, viola, cello, bass, no bass, cello. So this is the conversation among these instruments. And this is also a section that I didn't sit in front of the piano. But I'm a little confident that it's going to sound good. First is because Maestoso played it. And the second reason is when I check the inner notes, the notes is, how do I say, it's sensible, because the lips between the notes it's not so far, it's singable. And the 4 melody lines, in the piano section is reasonable, and that's why I just trust what I wrote. And here comes the extension that I learned from Beethoven. This is actually a very new section that didn't appear in the improvisation recording. I actually took an afternoon to really sit down in front of the piano and to check what are the missing chords and what are the missing melodies. So what I did was to look for the chords and then look for how I want the piano to sound like, at least come up with a structure. And I find that I can actually use the material that I wrote in the intro. You will hear 2 similar melody, but one is softer, so which is also Starry Starry Night feel in the piano accompaniment. And then when I repeat the same statement for the second time, it is full tone to create that boldness and intensity, so that we can have the subito, which is the sudden change of volume in the piano, to very soft, and so that he can create the intensity. And then back to the Largo Maestoso. I actually imitated the timpani role, and at the very beginning, 𝗏𝘂 actually played a very very smooth. So I said, you can actually give more, because we are going towards the end of the music. One bar before the Largo Maestoso is something like this. Do, ti, bum, 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 and hold, and bum, 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 di, 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 di. And then comes the ending of the section. So the ending, I described this to 𝗏𝘂. I said, imagine you're in a cave, a very, very big cave, and then the water is dripping down from top, and then there's water, very shallow water. The environment is very quiet and very calm. Imagine that we are in the cave. At the very beginning, at the first demo, 𝗏𝘂 actually created some shade. So I said, maybe the tremolo from the left hand to the right hand, trying to sounds like there's no change between the left and the right hand, and not so much shape. I just want it to be like calm. And that is what we discussed after the demo. And we come to the last phrase in the melody, which is also the first line of our Vocalise. I hope you enjoy the story, and if you are interested to go back and listen to the Vocalise, maybe now you can appreciate a little bit more of what are the sounds that I am creating.